Shalom, Mishpachah. I had to shoot this video this way, but of course, this liar, this pretender, he has his stitch off. And like I said before, they love to throw rocks and hide their hands. So I just upgraded my audio system, but to make a long story short, I don't have studio like speakers. So what I have to do is I have to put my headphones to my cell phone. But listen to this.
We don't have to bless them. We can even hate them. This is used by anti-Semites.
No, I started from the beginning.
Or the Jews of today are not the Jews of the Bible.
You heard that?
And thus, not the Jews, so the blessings don't apply. In fact, we don't have to bless them. We can even hate them. This is used by anti-Semites and by those who don't know any better. Some use what's called the Khazar theory.
It's not a theory.
People called the Khazars, Turkish people, converted to Judaism in the Middle Ages and basically became those today we know as the Jews. So the Jews of today, in other words, aren't the Jews of the Bible.
The Herodians.
Well, first, the Khazar theory has been totally debunked.
No, it hasn't.
What has been claimed to have happened never happened. There may have been some individuals who converted, but nothing like that legend happened or any substance. On top of that, recent genetic studies have totally disproven it. There is no measurable descent of the Jewish people that comes from the Khazars. And so if the Jewish people are not the Jewish people, then the question has to be asked then, who actually are the Jewish people? Or where are the true Jewish people? If you have imposters walking around, then where are the real ones?
Right here, man. We right here, waking up.
Where are the real Jewish people? Are they in hiding? Were they put on a witness protection program? Did they get beamed up into a spaceship? Where are they? There were millions of them. So where'd they all go? Nowhere.
No.
Apart from where the Jewish people are today.
No, we were scattered to the four corners.
The Jewish people weren't the Jewish people. The Jewish people would have to be somewhere else, and they're nowhere else.
The fourth part.
And they don't exist, except in the heads of these anti-Israel or radical or anti-Semitic people. This accusation also begs the question, then what about the people today who are known as the Jewish people? The claim is they're not really the Jewish people. Well,
Revelation 2:9 and 3:9.
Then who are they? Not just then who are the Jewish people? They're not there. But who are they? And where'd they come from? While the other Jews were beamed up aboard the spaceship, were all these other ones beamed down from a spaceship to replace them? And when did it all happen? When did the fake Jews come to the earth? Was it when the real Jews weren't looking? And did the fake Jews lock the real Jews in a closet, put on yarmulkes, take their place? And who are they?
They were never cut off from being a nation. Only
we don't
were.
have any other ancient people who, numbering in the millions, who suddenly disappear to become the Jews, so they could turn up as that. You see, you need a lot of disappearing acts and a lot of appearing acts, a lot of magic tricks to make it happen.
He gives
and
no
that
proof.
begs another question. For the last 2,000 years, the Jewish people have been persecuted as no other people have ever been persecuted.
That's a lie.
Driven from nation to nation, wandering the earth, hated, oppressed, slaughtered. Who in their right mind would seek to pretend to be Jewish if they weren't Jewish? Well, the Jews of today are not the Jews of the Bible.
Identity thieves.
And thus, not the Jews, so the blessings don't apply. In fact, we don't have to bless them. We can even hate them. This is used by anti-Semites.
All right. Now, you heard the load of, I'm going to use their word, malarkey that he just spit out. Now, notice how he didn't give any proof. We said before that debunked is unwhite, and I say so. But once again, all praises to the Most High. Through the Holy Spirit, things are being brought back to remembrance. Now, I have several sources. If you listen to my content, you know I keep a lot of books. I do a lot of research. But I'm about to pull one right now. See if I can get the title on here for you. That's called the Hebrew. Let me get it clear for you. The Hebrew Prophets. By Chamberlain. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to the copyright. Because that's important. Let's go to the copyright. Copyright 1910, 1911 by the University of Chicago. So this book right here was being taught colleges all across the nation and probably throughout the world. Now let's go right to chapter 1, the introduction. The land and the literature of the Hebrews. At the eastern end of the Mediterranean Sea lies the land of Palestine, not larger than the state of Vermont, but so situated between the great nations of the ancient world as to present an obstacle to the free passage of men and arms in times of war and of commerce and seasons of peace. Not a possession of the Turk, its people, poverty-stricken and illiterate, remnants of a drifting tide from the desert, or swarthy Jew. Swarthy Jew, content with the humblest home, providing it be his own land. It contains little to remind the traveler of the glories of an ancient nation whose influence has reached to the ends of the earth. Now we know whose influence has reached to the ends of the earth. So-called black people. And I'm not black only. I understand we've been scattered, we've been mixed in. I'm not a BHI. But let's go back to that word. I need to show it again because it's so important. Swarthy Jew. Now let's go to the Etymon Dictionary. Swarthy. I'm going to move it around for you. Dark colored or tawny. Dark colored. So at one time, college campuses all throughout the America and throughout the world taught that the ancient Jews were a dark colored people. So who are those people over there right now? I'm not colorblind. They're not dark colored or tawny. Now, I want you to notice the date when this book was copyrighted. 1910, 1911. This was prior to the Balfour Declaration. Way before. Now, I bet this book right here, I bet they don't even teach this in college anymore. So once again, according to your own scholars, because you're always telling us, go to college and get an education. According to your own university textbooks, the original Jews of where they call Israel were swarthy, which means dark colored tawny. See, unlike this clown, we actually bring proof. We bring receipts. They're going to lie until the very end. Well, did the Jews just disappear? Or did a spaceship come? Bro, he's just rambling. Notice how he didn't go into the scriptures and go into prophecy. Man, these devils are going to lie until the very, very end.